I got Daniel over here. Let's hit him up. Daniel, what's
Hey,
up, buddy?
hey, Rich, how's it going?
Good. What do you got for me today?
Well, quick question before I get to the main one. Uh, the reason why why women are generally attracted to quote unquote bad boys, is it for the same reason why so many guys are attracted to women like Sharon Stone's character from the movie Basic Instinct?
No, it's not. That's what society wants you to believe. Let's apply what works for women to men. Well, if women are hypergamous, then men are hypogamous. That's some made up bullshit that some fucking nerds made up. Men and women are totally different in just about every regard, right? So guys prioritize availability is what we prioritize. We don't generally, prioritize, oh, let's go for the Sharon Stone, like the siren, sort of thing, right? Like, sure, sirens are an archetype that guys go for, right? There's no question about it. I mean, there's a lot of sirens right now in the Mano Swamp that are getting a lot of guys' attention, right? Some of them are just average at best, to be honest with you. But um, no, it's not the same thing. That's not it at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make somewhat sense.
If you
Uh,
start with like any of these ideas between men and women with they're exactly the same, we can eat the same meal, we'll drink the
mhm.
same water, but our sexual strategies are different. We're even physically built differently, right? Like men have much more upper body strength than women.
All right. And another thing I wanted to get to is that about 5 days ago, I met my cousin who came from United States. He lives there and he works there, and he brought his American girlfriend with him,
Mhm.
and within
Where are
uh,
you in South
it,
Africa?
sorry, me?
Where are you in South Africa?
No, Czech Republic.
Czech. Okay.
Well, but I've studied 2.5 years in Australia.
Okay.
But anyways, at first we kind of got along because we're both interested in coding. But the moment I said that if I ever travel to United States, I would love to go to Florida or Texas,
Mhm.
she immediately started complaining about them as being red states, and she immediately went on the usual woke stuff,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to cause an argument when there were like five of us around the table,
Mhm.
so I've kind of did, didn't challenge her opinions that much, and since that conversation, I really became worried about my cousin. That he
Is your
said to
cousin
me,
unplugged? Like, is he red pilled, or what's his story?
I don't think he's red pilled,
He'll
but
get red
he
pilled by the
definitely
feminists for sure.
he's not a feminine guy. That's for sure. He likes to play ice hockey, for example.
Yeah.
He knows how to get girls,
Okay, so
but
what's your concern? Like, you're worried about this relationship with that he's got with this gal?
yeah, that eventually he may want to marry her and have kids with her,
How old is
and
he?
we both know what happens to guys like when in the Western world when
How old
you
is he?
know he's about 28, 28, 29.
You know what? If you want to start with something simple, because that's really the only way to
Mm,
start. If you want to start, um, show him the 20 red flags. Right? You can show it to him in my book. You can download the chapter for free off my website. I had the link up earlier, and be like, hey, I came across this. There's 20 red flags here. I noticed my ex girlfriend had a certain number of them. Like, what do you think? Like, just make it a conversation piece. You basically run it up the flagpole and see what he does with it. If he's like, well, hang on a second, Violet has, 4 or 5 of these. What's this guy talking about? Why is this a red flag? And then you can kind of, get into the conversation there. The thing being, though, is that most guys don't want to change, right? Like most
mm,
guys, it's like a girl, gives him attention. She likes him. She touches his pee pee. They get into a relationship. you know, and then they sort of take it from there. And if he doesn't have a lot of experience, and if he's still plugged in the matrix and he's still a tool and all that sort of stuff, then he's going to have a hard time with a lot of it, right? Like if you tell him like, hey dude, you're dating a feminist, what are you doing? You know, guys that generally do that get wrecked, sort of thing. You can have conversations around that and see where it goes. But
his current strategy is to avoid all these topics altogether.
All right, well, have fun with that then. Just read him his last rites and find some new friends to hang out with. You know, you can kiss your cousin goodbye until he ends up going through what he's going to go through, because he doesn't want to hear it.
No, that's not what I said. We met each other about, like, I don't know, I think we haven't seen each other for 5 years, and this is the first time we've met.
Okay, well, maybe I misunderstood, but did you just say that he doesn't want to hear about it?
No, when his girlfriend wants to talk about these subjects, he tries to avoid them. Because he himself doesn't really subscribe to this woke stuff.
Well, is he planning on marrying this girl?
I don't know yet. They haven't said anything yet. But
look, man, if he knocks her up, then that could be, you know, the prelude to all of it as well, too. But if he doesn't subscribe to it, and you generally have the same view on life, and, you know, men leading, women following, masculine energy, feminine energy, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, look, somebody just dropped in the chat. I'll put up on the screen. He's just going to delay the inevitable. Like you got to deal with it, right? I mean, the whole concept of frame in a relationship, the earlier that you start maintaining frame, the better off that you're going to be. These guys that are like 5 years into their marriage, and they dated for 3 years before, 8 years together. They're Googling stuff or YouTubing stuff. Why won't my wife bang me? Maybe they find my video or a friend forwards them something like that. And then they learn about frame, and they're like, how do I get the frame? Oh, this frame thing seems like, you know, it's a very good thing. Like, how do I get this frame back, sort of thing? Like, I probably had it when I was younger, you know, when we met, sort of stuff. And it's very, very difficult once you've gone through betatization through 1,000 concessions for years to all of a sudden say, nope, not having it. She's gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. I run the show. You're my bitch. Like, if you're in that kind of relationship, it's very difficult to change that. So if he wants to have a good relationship with a woman, and that's the way that he is, he needs to start applying frame early in the relationship. And if a woman can't enter his frame because they want to go on about wokeness or rainbows or whatever the fuck it is that they want to go on about, see ya. Replace them. Next. That's how guys need to operate. It's not that complicated. And if guys don't operate in that sense, they're going to run into problems. You froze up. I don't know if you can still hear me.
I heard you the whole conversation.
Okay. Makes sense?
And yes, it does. And one last thing before I go. About 3 years ago, I became interested in martial arts a bit. And last year, I started studying a lot coding, and I want to become a Web3 developer. And and my question is, how do I balance these two things out? Because initially I gave a lot of time, into training. It was boxing and MMA, so a combination of both. But since I started coding,
do you have a wife and kids?
Nothing.
Dude, you should have all the time in the world. Do whatever the hell you want. You only sleep like 8 hours a day, so why can't you find the time to do what it is that you want to do?
Well, because I have a feeling that ever since I started coding, I started neglecting the martial arts training. And,
okay. Complicate life, justify why. It's not a conversation piece, dude. This is not like high level stuff. This is basic stuff. Find the time. You will find ways to make things happen, or you will find excuses. There's one or two things that always happens. It's just, that's just it. Look, last thing about your cousin, is he from the Czech Republic, or is he?
Yes, he is.
Why the hell is he dating American chicks, dude? Czech women are beautiful.
He
and they're feminine
to the US.
Yeah, dump her. Like, just tell them to find a Czech girl. Like, they're beautiful and they're feminine. Like, it doesn't make any sense. you're,
Mm.
you're you're starting off 2023 not very well with some of these things, my man.
She, if it wasn't for those ideologies she's indoctrinated with, she'd be a very. I'd still stick around her, and I think she's happy with her. I don't think she's a mean girl.
She sounds like a real pain in the ass the way you're describing her views on the world.
Well, yes, but I don't think it's necessarily her fault. I think she's just
Doesn't
been
matter. Doesn't
she
matter.
just grew up in the wrong environment.
If that's the belief system that somebody operates with, then it doesn't matter how pretty they are. It doesn't matter how good of a person they are. That is how they operate. They are always going to default to toxic feminism. And in order to be a feminist today, you have to have an oppressor, which means you're going to play the victim card. This is a red flag. This is red flag number 2 on my list.
Mm.
Get the list, read it again.
Mm.
Look, you want a easy and fun life when it comes to women. Stay away from inviting women into your life, or if your cousin is red pilled or he thinks this way anyway, but he doesn't recognize it, identify red flags and avoid them. You're not going to change these chicks.
Is there a way he could change her mind or make her think differently about the world?
With boundaries and frame. Stop
Mm.
talking. I don't want to hear about red state, blue state stuff. I like Florida and I like Texas. I like guns and I believe in the Second Amendment. So stop talking about this nonsense. How dare you? That's a pretty good indication that you're with the wrong person because your values don't align.
Okay.
Right? Then it's just like, get lost then, because that's how I feel. Like, why are guys not opening up their mouths and telling these gals what they think? Why are they shutting their mouths for these bimbos with ridiculous opinions that are covered in more red flags than a Chinese communist parade? Why aren't guys able to stand up? Because we've been pussified. We've been told to shut up. We've been told to just agree. We've been told to just go with the flow. Right? Change that. Change that. Change it for yourself and set the standards for yourself, right? Show him that you're leading by example. Encourage him to do the same. If you want the best for your family, for your blood, then encourage him to do the same. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there listening to this bullshit at family dinners and Thanksgiving and Easter and all these other events, where you get together, and you're not going to like the chick. And she's probably going to ruin his life, and you may not even see the guy again, because generally speaking, these gals separate guys from their family because they don't want them to associate with values that don't align with their crazy nonsense. Is what it is. I'm speaking the truth, man. I'm not lying to you.
Understood.
All right, my friend. Take care.
You
Happy
too.
New Year.
See ya.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out. bullshit.